It is your boy, Mad Max. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about managing overthinking while living with muscular dystrophy. Obviously, if you're able bodied or have some other disability, I think a lot of this can apply to you if you are an overthinker. For me personally, I have a bad habit of getting too much in my head, and sometimes that stops me from living my full potential. But more and more, I've realized how important it is to still power through despite that. Before I get into the video, I first want to talk about Maximus Moves, my health and wellness coaching service for others living with physical disabilities. Living with muscular dystrophy myself, I know how hard it is to find purpose and direction in life. Are you held back by self-limiting beliefs, thinking you'll never have the social life you want, the love life you want, or thinking fitness is totally out of the question? With my heart, mind, and body method, you will soon realize nothing is holding you back. Think of me as your older brother and accountability partner with the mission to improve your mind, body, and soul. So if you or someone you know is living with a disability, book a strategy session with me in the description below, and we will create a personalized workout and wellness plan catered to your personal needs to take back control of your life. If you also want to join my private Facebook group for other like-minded individuals who are also motivated to take back control of their lives, link is in the description below. So, getting into the video, today I wanted to talk about how to manage overthinking and anxiety and worry while living with a disability. And as I said before, you don't necessarily have to be living with a disability, but I think that it specifically applies to you, and this is just from my own personal experience. So, the number one most important thing when it comes to managing overthinking is just pushing through. I know it's much easier said than done. I understand that, it's easy for you to say, but really, there have been times when I was really scared about certain things, going on certain rides, going on certain adventures, going on a Jeep in the desert, and I pushed through them. And in the end, I survived. And I think that's a very important takeaway. Despite thinking that it's scary, you're paralyzed with fear, realize that just push through it. You can do it. So many times we get stuck in our heads. So many times we let our brains and our overthinking stop us. But what you need to do is connect with your body. Realize that, okay, it might be scary, it might be difficult, but you can do this. And keep telling yourself that you can do this. Because so many times, as I said, I've been uncertain with lots of things in my life. I've been overthinking and worrying when I really shouldn't have. And in the end, it's not as bad as I thought. And that brings me to my second point when it comes to managing overthinking. Realizing it's not as scary or as bad as you once thought. Obviously, our mind might be racing. Your mind might be racing 100 miles an hour thinking, oh no, this is too scary. Oh no, I can't do this. But in the end, it's not as scary as you thought. You are a lot stronger than you think. And I think that goes with everyone. A lot of people think that they're weak, that they can't do this. But realize how far you have come. Realize that you have a lot of personal power. Realize, again, that it's not as scary. You are strong. You are determined. And maybe you need some encouragement from your friends. That's fine. We all need a little bit of encouragement. We need a little bit of a push. And that's why you need people to put you back in your place, being grounded and realizing it's not as scary as you thought. Moving on to my third point about managing being overwhelmed and having overthinking. Understand that it's perfectly valid to feel fear, but that does not stop you. Courage is not feeling absolutely no fear whatsoever. It's doing it despite the fear. And that takes a lot of strength. But even if you're thinking, this is too scary, I don't want to do this, count me out, realize that it's perfectly valid to feel that way. But so many things haven't stopped you, and neither is this, whatever it may be. A job offer, maybe meeting someone for the first time. It doesn't matter. Accept that it's valid to feel fear, even if you might think I'm not good enough because I'm disabled, or whatever you might be thinking. Just realize that, sure, anything is scary, especially doing something new. And you just have to remember that the fear is valid, but you can overpower that fear. You can take control, even if your mind wants to take the control away from you. Before I move on to my next point, I wanted to take this time to talk about supplements. More specifically, supplements I use every day. Whether it's creatine monohydrate to give me an extra boost in my workout, or whey protein powder for my recovery. I swear by them, and you should add them to your daily workout. Living with muscular dystrophy and taking steroids, I also need to supplement my diet with vitamin D3 to keep my bones strong and CoQ10 to keep my heart healthy. And another thing I like to add is lion's mane's mushroom, which is very good living with muscular dystrophy. And it helps as a nootropic. It helps keep your mind in check. So if you're interested in adding these supplements, links are in the description below. Now back to the video. I previously talked about understanding that you might be overthinking and being really scared, but realizing that that fear is perfectly valid. And similar to that point, let me move on to my fourth point. Realizing you are strong, stronger than so many others. Granted, maybe you didn't want to be in a wheelchair, maybe you didn't want to have that disability, but in a way, it has made you a lot stronger. So many times I hear people saying, Max, I don't know how you do it. I really don't. If I was in your place, I'd just give up. And my message to those that might be thinking that is, don't give up. You are stronger than so many others. And wear that as a badge of pride. Obviously, you never wanted to be disabled, but some things we cannot control. And that being said, in certain instances, when you're feeling nervous, scared, realize you are very strong. So many other people might have given up, but you haven't. You still want to have a social life. You still want to go and work out. You still want to have a love life. And sure, there are added difficulties. I know for me, certain places logistically are nightmares, but realize that you are strong. Deep down, you are powerful. You know, whether you're disabled or not, I believe that we are all divine creatures. We are all more powerful than we think. And through overthinking, we really shortchange ourselves. Now, moving on to my fifth and final point, realizing that in the midst of all this overthinking, part of you wants to lose and the other part wants you to win. Think of it as sort of an angel and a demon on your shoulder. So one part wants you to stay safe, and that part of you might be holding you back, saying, stay in your comfort zone. But the part of you that wants to win understands that you need to step out of your comfort zone. Sure, you might be nervous, overthinking, but we don't grow unless we get out of our comfort zone. And it's something that I've taken a long time to learn, but I've realized that there's no other way to grow than powering through and managing the overthinking. And this applies to anyone, whether you're disabled or not. But in all honesty, being disabled adds extra wrinkles in your life. It makes things scarier, more overwhelming than they otherwise would be. But you're not letting that stop you. You realize that part of you wants to win and part of you wants to lose. You need to power through. So just to wrap up this video really quickly, talking about managing overthinking, just push through it was my first point. You know, you might be scared, but just push through it. Number 2, realize it's not as scary as you thought. Number 3, understand it's perfectly valid to feel fear, but it doesn't stop you. Because courage isn't the absence of fear, it's overcoming that fear. Number 4, realize you are strong. Stronger than so many others. Think of so many people that might have just given up in your situation, but you're not going to do that. You are strong. And number 5, realize that part of you wants to win and part of you wants to lose and be comfortable. You need some discomfort to grow. Even if you're paralyzed by that overthinking, that does not stop you. So please smash that like button, comment, subscribe. Until next time, it's your boy Mad Max, over and out.